Welcome back. Let me guess. You have read the books. You have listened to the podcasts. You have watched the videos. You know about mindset. You know about habits, boundaries, nervous system regulation. You know it all. But things, they have not changed that much. And that is not your fault. That is a pattern. I call it the wisdom bypass. A bypass is a road that goes around something instead of through it. And that is exactly what happens with most of the wisdom we consume today. We take it in, we feel inspired, we save it, we share it, and then we go right around and pass the part where we actually live it. And here is what this looks like in real life. You listen to something powerful about stress, about boundaries, about healing, and you feel genuinely moved. You think, I need to do this. And then you scroll to the next post. You're always mid-discovery, never quite landing, never quite applying. That is the wisdom bypass. That is not a willpower problem. That is not a laziness problem. The noise is designed to keep you consuming. The algorithmic life is built exactly on this pattern. Every platform gives you just enough satisfaction from consuming that you keep coming back. Reading about a better life gives you a little hit of, hey, I can do this too. And that flash of hope, just enough to keep you there, but not enough to actually change anything. You are consuming the feeling of growth instead of actually doing the work of growing. Every piece of wisdom you take in and then don't apply it, it creates a kind of internal debt. Not a dramatic debt, but a quiet one. The gap between what you know and how you actually live. You feel it as a low-grade frustration, a sense that you should be further along. A quiet voice that says, you know better than this. That is the energetic leakage, not from overwork, but from the distance between your knowledge and your actual life. And the more you consume, the wider that gap gets. The digital overwhelm is not just too many notifications. It is too many unprocessed ideas. Your mind is full of things you have half absorbed, advice that made sense but never became action. And the more you add to that pile, the harder it gets to hear anything clearly, including your own inner signal. And your inner signal is that quiet, clear part of what you already know, what needs to change. And it can't compete with the hundreds of voices that are arriving at once. So your inner signal gets quieter. I want to be honest with you. This video is wisdom. This content is information. And if you watch it, and if you feel good about it, and then you move on to the next thing, you will have just bypassed this one too. That's not judgment. That is the pattern at work. The shift with this pattern is not about consuming less. The shift is depth over volume. One idea applied for 1 week. That is worth more than 50 ideas noted and forgotten. You already know enough. You probably knew enough 2 years ago. The question is never, do I have the right knowledge? The question is, what have I done with what I already have? Okay, here is the recalibration for this pattern. After you finish with this video, do not go on to the next one. Sit for 3 minutes. Ask yourself one question. What is the one thing from what I just watched that I could actually do today? Not a big change. One small thing. One act of pattern alignment, where what you do today matches what you already know. That 3-minute pause is how the bypass starts to close. It is how you start hearing yourself again. You are not someone who lacks wisdom. You are someone who has been trained by this world to consume wisdom instead of living it. The noise does not want you to sit with an idea. Sitting does not generate engagement. Sitting does not scroll. But sitting is where your life actually changes. In the space between that insight, in the quiet between the content, in the moment you choose depth over more, see the pattern and everything changes.